Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome to our Health Focus Children's Corner. Today, we're going to hear the story of four boys who chose to eat and do the right thing regardless of what their friends were doing, because they knew that their bodies were the temples of the living God. And our story begins. God had warned his people that unless they turned back to him, he would allow the Babylonians to defeat them and take them away as slaves. Among those living in Jerusalem was a young man called Daniel. They ignored God's warning, and during King Jehoiakim's reign, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon came to Jerusalem and besieged it. He took it over. The Babylonians laid siege to the city of Jerusalem, and Daniel was trapped inside, he and his friends and their families. The Lord allowed the Babylonians to take the city. The victorious army took sacred objects from the temple of God to take back to Babylon. The Babylonians then took away all the top leaders and most able people, leaving only the poorest behind. Among those taken to Babylon was Daniel and 3 of his good friends. Daniel and the Israelite prisoners were marched back to Babylon. King Nebuchadnezzar ordered Phinehas, his chief of staff, to select from the prisoners the very best of the young men from royal and noble families like Daniel and his 3 friends and other Israelite young men. They had to be strong, healthy, good-looking, and clever. Among those Phinehas chose were Daniel and 3 of his friends: Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. The 4 were given Babylonian names. Daniel was called Belshazzar, and Hananiah called Shadrach. Mishael was called Meshach, and Azariah was called Abednego. These 4 young men, Jewish young men, were to be trained for 3 years in the language and literature of Babylon. They will also be given food and wine from the king's own kitchens. Daniel knew the meat being offered was not prepared as God has set out in the laws of Moses. He did not want to become a drunk either. The other young men from Jerusalem were eating and drinking. They were too afraid to say anything. But Daniel knew his body was a temple for God. So he purposed in his heart not to defile himself with this food. Daniel asked the chief of staff for permission to eat these not to eat these unacceptable foods. The chief of staff refused. "The king has ordered that you eat this food and wine. If you become pale and thin, the king will have me beheaded." Daniel did not give in. He spoke with the attendant. "Test us for 10 days on a diet of vegetables and water. Then compare us to the others eating the king's food." So regardless of what was happening around him, Daniel was determined to do the right thing and serve the Lord and eat as God wanted him to eat. So for 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends were fed vegetables and water, while the others ate the king's food and drank wine because they were afraid. At the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier and better nourished than the rest, so they were allowed to continue on their diet. God gave these 4 young men an unusual aptitude for understanding every aspect of literature and wisdom. That's because they were eating healthy and their brains were functioning better than the young men who were eating of the king's food. At the end of their training, they were presented to King Nebuchadnezzar. No one impressed the king as much as Daniel, Hananiah, and Mishael, and Azariah. So they entered the royal service. The king even found them 10 times even more capable than any of his wise men who were there before. So, children, you see, it is good to follow the Lord in terms of health and eating healthy. So, no matter what your friends may bring to you, if your parents show you that it's unhealthy and you know it's not good for you, eat that which is right. And therefore, your life will be like the life of Daniel and his 3 friends, a life of faith and a healthy body and a healthy and sound mind.
Hello, boys and girls. And today we are learning about 8 doctors that would lead to a healthy boy and healthy girl. And the 8 doctors spell out an acronym called New Start. What does acronym mean? Acronym means that the letters represent or stand for something. And now, boys and girls, you will find out what each letter in the words New Start means. So we'll head outside and teach you about New Start.
N is for nutrition, the food we need to grow and be healthy. And the best nutrition comes from plants. Not grass. Not popcorn. That's more like it. E is for exercise, moving to keep your body fit and strong. Do some jumping jacks. Faster, 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 faster. Good job. Run on the spot. Faster, 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 faster. Good job. Exercise keeps you fit and strong, just like me. W is for water. Drink it every day. Especially when you're hot and sweaty. S is for sunshine. Sunshine helps you make vitamin D, and it makes you happy and healthy. T is for temperance. Avoiding what is bad and moderately eating what is good. No, 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 no. Yes. No, 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 no. Yes. A is for air. Fresh, clean air. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Fresh, clean air. R is for rest. Rest especially at night time. Not here. Go in your bed and sleep. T is for trust. Read your Bible, pray every day, and you'll grow, grow, grow.
Boys and girls, now that you have learned what New Start stands for, we'll be looking at 3 of those letters. We'll be looking at nutrition, N for nutrition, W for water, and R for rest. Now, before we get talking about nutrition, we will have a demonstration about the correct way to wash our hands because we don't want to get germs from having dirty fingers that go into our mouth, touch our food. Oh no, we don't. So we have to find out. We're going to have a nice demonstration about the correct way to wash our hands.
Hi. During this pandemic, we need to be able to wash our hands correctly, and that is what I'm going to show you all how to do. First, you turn on your tap and wet your hands. Then, once your hands are wet, you put a squirt of salt into your hands and rub. Once you've got a lather, you need to rub between your fingers on both hands and do the same with your palms facing you. Then, you need to rub your nails into the middle of your hands and hook your hands and rub them into each other. Then you can't forget your thumbs. And then you just lather all around. And then you wash them off. And take a paper towel and dry them. And that is how you wash your hands properly.
Okay, boys and girls, now we have an interesting looking pyramid. This is called the vegan child food pyramid. Now, remember we learned that N is for nutrition, in our acronym New Start. Now, these are some different sections or things that we should be eating. Now, let's start from the bottom of our pyramid and go up. Whole grains. We should be getting 6 to 11 cups or servings of whole grains a day. Whole grains are things like one of my favorites, quinoa. Quinoa or oats. And if you want to get really fancy and get quinoa and oats together, you can make some nifty quinoa and oat cookies with some raisins and ooh, it tastes really good. All right. So 6 to 11 servings of whole grains a day. Quinoa, oats, brown rice, things like that. Your mommy and daddy or any adult can help you find a list of whole grains. Now, we've come to this section, which is the vegetable section. Ooh. And just like our whole grain section, children should get between 6 and 11 servings of vegetables a day. Things like cabbage, or pak choy as they call it. Or how about these? Okras. I love okras. And I'll tell you a little bit about okras in a minute. Or things like sweet peppers. Or, do you know what these are? These are some kale. And all of these things we've gotten from our garden, our organic vegetable garden. Now, okra and kale are two very important vegetables for vegan children, or children who have most of their nutrients from a plant-based diet. Both okra and kale contain calcium, and calcium is good for strong bones and teeth. So remember, boys and girls, get your okra and your kale for strong bones and teeth, because okra and kale both have in calcium. All right. Our next section is our fruit section. Fruits. Fruits like one of my favorites, mangoes and oranges and grapes and strawberries. And look what I have here. Cucumber. Delicious cucumber. Now, we usually consider cucumbers as vegetables, but a cucumber is actually a fruit. And so is a grape. So we need 2 to 4 servings. Children need 2 to 4 servings of fruits every day. Now we've come to the dairy section here. By dairy, usually we think of it coming from animals like cows. Some people drink goat's milk, but we don't do that as vegans or those who have plant-based nutrition. We get our milk or dairy section or dairy from things like coconut milk, almond milk, cashew milk, and those things that are fortified with vitamins like B or B vitamins and or calcium. Okay, the next section is legumes. And this section also includes nuts and seeds and beans and peas. One of our favorites is garbanzo. Garbanzo beans, because we like to make lots of rotis. So garbanzo beans, 2 to 3 servings of legumes or nuts and seeds every day. And our final section, I rubbed off the F by mistake just now. Our final section in our vegan food pyramid is fats. Fats include things like coconut oil, avocado oil, sesame seed oil, all of the oils that are good to help boys and girls to be strong and healthy. And you need 2 to 3 servings of good healthy fats like flaxseed oil to help your bodies to be good and strong and healthy. So this is our vegan or plant-based food pyramid. Fats, 2 to 3 servings a day. Dairy, 2 to 3 servings a day. Legumes, 2 to 3 servings a day. Vegetables, 6 to 11 servings a day. Fruits, 2 to 4 servings a day. And whole grains, 6 to 11 servings a day. And when you eat all of those healthy foods, you sure will be strong and healthy. Boys and girls, we learned that the W in New Start stands for water. Do you know that our body is made up of more than 60% water? That's a lot of water. So that means, boys and girls, if we were to divide our body into 10 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it means that more than 6 of those parts of our body would be made up of water. So more than 6, well, 6 and a half, 6 and 3/4 maybe, of our body is actually made up of water. So boys and girls, water is extremely important for our body. So how much water do we need? Now I have written out a nifty chart to help us figure out the amount of ounces of water that we need to help our bodies to stay in tip-top shape. Wow. All right. For the children, babies who are 1 year old, they need about 8 ounces of water every day. So they need their milk and juice, but in addition to that, those other liquids that they drink, babies need about 8 ounces of water. And if they're 2, they need about 16 ounces of water. 3-year-olds need about 24 ounces of water. 4-year-olds need about 32 ounces of water. Yes, look here. 5-year-olds need 40 ounces of water every day. 6-year-olds need about 48 ounces of water. 7-year-olds need 56 ounces of water. And 8 plus. If you're 8 years old or older, 8 plus, need about 64 ounces of water every day. Well, boys and girls, you also know that if you've been exercising a lot, or if it's really hot, today is really hot, you're going to need more water. So this is a chart that would help us remember to get enough water to help our bodies to go and be strong and healthy. The R in New Start stands for rest. Now, many boys and girls, they don't like to rest. I would know because I have 2 children and they don't like to rest. I think they think that if they go to sleep for too long, they will miss something important. But boys and girls, rest is extremely important. You need rest so that your body can rejuvenate. What do I mean by rejuvenate? I mean that your body has time to heal and recover and repair itself. Now, boys and girls, our bodies are like machines. Wonderful created machines created by our creator God. So if a machine goes and 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 doesn't stop, what's going to happen to that machine? It's going to break down. So our bodies, the wonderful machine that God made, our bodies need time to rest and recover. If not, they would break down. And when our bodies break down, we become sick. So we need some sleep. And the best sleep, as we learn, is at night when it is dark. So we have a little chart about the hours of sleep that we need. Children between the ages of 1 and 3 years old need about 12 to 14 hours of sleep. So that means if you go to bed at 7:30, you should wake up around 7:30 in the morning. And if you don't have to wake up earlier than that, that means if you go to sleep at 7:30 and wake up at 6:30, you should get a nap during the day. Okay, boys and girls? Children between the ages of 3 and 5 years old need between 11 and 13 hours of sleep every day. Children between the ages of 5 and 12 years old need between 10 and 11 hours of sleep every single day. So boys and girls, don't stay up late trying to watch anything, or maybe you might be in your bed and you might be lying on your bed but thinking or playing if you have someone that you share your bedroom with, or whatever. Don't stay up late. Make sure you get enough sleep so your body can be rested and rejuvenated for the next day, where you can play and learn and have a wonderful time.
Welcome back, little ones. We're going to be doing some craft today, 3 different little crafts that you can do at home with any scrap material that you have in your home. We're going to be doing the elephant, which you use a straw to blow. Little bobblehead rabbit. And a little walking snail. So you'll be doing these 3 different crafts today. First, what you would need, you would need a CD, an old CD player, a whole CD that you have at home. You use the outer side to make big circles and the inner one to make eyes. Then you need a tape, duct tape, a glue stick, pencils, crayons, paper, and a ruler, and some glue and a scissors as well. Now, all of these things you can find in your at home. And you can look in your school bag and get your crayons and your scissors and whatever. It's better if you get the scissors with the little round tips so you won't cut yourself. And if you're going to use this one, make sure your mommy is there to help you. Okay, good. The first thing we're going to make is our elephant. For the elephant, you can get a piece of paper and it must measure 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. I've colored my one gray. You can color it any color you want. If you have colored paper at home, you don't have to color it. If you color paper this color or yellow, you can use that as well. But I want my elephant to look gray, so I colored it gray. So for this one, then you take it and you fold it in half. Make a diamond with it, one point to the other point. And then you fold it down. You have it facing you like this. Then you take the bottom part, both pieces together, and you fold it up. And you make a crease right there. And then on this, you get your glue stick, bring your glue up, open it up, and you put glue here. And you stick it onto this one. Then you put glue here, and you stick it up here. So there you have almost the face of your elephant. You turn it over, then you take your hand and you go from here straight up, and then you come across a little bit, and you fold it down. So you put your finger here, and you go up, then you come across a little bit, and you fold it down. So therefore you have your elephant's head. So that's the head there already. Okay? Put that to the side, and then we're going to make the trunk. You get a paper, it must measure, the measurement of this paper is 24 centimeters by 12 centimeters. You have your paper, you fold it over, and then in here, then you take your ruler, and you put the ruler on it, and you measure at 4 centimeters, and you mark it. Then you mark 8 centimeters. Put your ruler here on the line you have made. And you bring it in and you bring it down. You keep the ruler there and you keep it tight. Then you go to the other side and do the same thing. Put the ruler there and bring it down. After this, you go to the bottom and you put some glue here and here right across, and you fold this in like this. Good. And then you take the glue stick and you put more glue on this whole side. Next side, do the whole side, and you fold it in like this. So you have it like this. Then you put some glue here at this end. Oops, sorry, too much glue. Take your elephant and you stick it on like that. So that's how your elephant is supposed to look when you stuck it on. On here now, what you do some little waves on it. Just a few. Let's do a little few on it. You put this to the side, and you're going to make your eyes now. You take a piece of white paper, put that to the side. White paper. Get a piece of white paper. Put that one side. Oops, sorry. Move our ruler from here, and I'll glue from here so you can see clearly. You get your CD, and you put it on, and you make a circle. Inside the CD, you're making one eye. You just make one circle like that. The paper is folded in half. Then you take your scissors and you cut out your eye. On these two eyes now, you get them apart. Good. You can take a little marker and you make a little circle, and you color it in. That's one eye. If you have the googly eyes at home that mommy buys from the store, where you can go to like Woolworth or one of those stores and buy googly eyes, you can use those. But I'm just showing you how to make two eyes in case you don't have any of those ready-made googly eyes at home. Then you get your glue, put it on, and you stick your eye onto your elephant's face. So you put one here and one there and there. That's your elephant's face. Afterwards, you take a pencil and you roll the elephant's trunk up. Good, so that's his trunk. And you get a straw, and you have one straw. So you put your straw, turn it over at the back, and you put your straw into here. And there you have your elephant. And when you blow into the straw, the thing will go in and out. So when you blow, it will roll all the way up. So that's your elephant. Let's roll it up again. That's your elephant. Now we're going to make our walking snail. We may not have time to do our rabbit, but we will try to do it. We make our walking snail. You get your card, get a piece of card. This is for your snail now. We're doing this one. Get your DVD, put it on your card, and make a circle. And cut out this circle. I'm going quickly, so my circle is not really looking too happy, but anyhow, it's a circle. Make your circle. Good. So therefore, you have your circle. Then you get your duct tape, and you get another piece of card, and you take the duct tape, and you make a circle on the inside of your duct tape. And you cut out that circle. Good. So then you will have your 2 circles for your paper to your side. And you have your 2 circles. You don't need a DVD anymore. For this bigger circle, you fold it in half. And that's that. For the smaller one, you take your marker, you put a dot, and you go around. And you make a circle, and you go all the way around till you come back here. Then you take a crayon, one of your crayons, and you color inside like this. I'm doing it quickly, but you can do it way better than I am doing it. And you color it all inside. Okay, let me do it carefully. You go all the way around. You can take your time and do it properly. I'm taking my time now. I was going too fast. That's to make the shell look like a shell. Good. Then you come up here. You come up here and go here then. I do mine a bit too close there, but anyhow, it doesn't matter. You color all the way around till you get to the end. Good. So therefore, that's your shell. Then you take this, you get your glue, turn it over, and you put glue on portion of it, half of it. And you take your thing and you stick it onto your bottom part of your snail. Like that. So therefore you have That so far. Then you take your paper, that's the first part of your snail. Take your paper and you cut out the two antennas. So you cut straight down. And you cut it off. Put your paper one side. Fold it in half. Make sure it's even. If it's not even, you can fix it up a little bit. Then you cut it in half. You get the glue. And you stick some glue on here. And you put it on your snail. Get a piece more glue. And you stick it on your snail, at the back of the snail. So therefore, that's what you have so far. Then you get your CD, and you make a circle on your CD. If your CD in a circle, they're making some eyes again. So you cut it out. Let's leave that there. You fold it in half, and you cut out two eyes. Take your time and do it carefully. I have to trim up mine a little bit. Good. Then you have your two eyes. You get your marker. And you draw like a little bean, like a little kidney bean on your in your eyes. So you draw like a little kidney, not a circle, a little kidney bean shape, and you color it in with your marker black. It appears that caterpillar, that snail's eyes look different to elephant's eyes. They're not circles, like a little bean. After you've colored it in, get your white pencil and mark a little bit of the eye so it looks as though he has a little gleam in his eye. Then get your glue. And you can put this down and you can stick them on. Two eyes. Let me push it up a little bit. Let me trim it up a little bit. Eyes have. Okay, good. And there you go. You have your another rocking snail. So you have your two snails and your elephant. Now we're going to do our rabbit, a little bobblehead rabbit. Get your paper. For this one, we're going to be using white paper. But you can use any color paper that you want. You can use. So you must measure off. Twenty-four centimeters. And it must be 7 centimeters wide. So you have 24 and 7. And you make a line straight down. And a line across, and you cut it out. Put that one side, and then for this here, then you get your pencil, and you put your paper here. It's 24 by 7. Put your ruler down, and you measure 8 and 14. Then you fold the paper in, and you fold this in. Then you put some glue. You open it up, and you put some glue on one side. Then you take this other side, and you stick it on here. So therefore, you have your base for your rabbit. Good. Then you take your paper again, put that to the side. You get a piece of paper. You don't really have to use measurements for this one. You can just like average it. You cut it in half. Put that piece there. And this one, you fold in half. You get your pencil. And you draw like a semicircle around it like this. And you come down. Let me use my darker marker so you can see it better. So you go up. Come around. Oh, it's not marking. Go up. Come around and come down. Very good. Then you get your scissors and you cut it out. It's a bit too long. Good. Then you get some glue. You open it up. When you open it up, it should look like this. And you put your glue on it. And you get your little rabbit. And you stick the feet on. It's the feet for the front. You stick them on. Good. Then you get another piece of paper. Fold it in half. Get your pencil. This is a bit too wide. Fold it in half. Get your pencil. It's folded in half. And do your, like this. And this time you come in a little further down, like here. And put this to the side. Then you cut it out. Good. But with this one, you cut it in half. And you put some glue on this side. And you get your little rabbit. And you stick it at an angle right there. So that's its feet now. You put some more glue on this one. On this side. And you take your little rabbit thing, you stick it there. That's its feet. So that's the body of the rabbit you have there already. Now you get a piece of paper now. And your paper has to be 11 by 7. So it's 11 centimeters. 11 centimeters right here. 11. And then you go to 7 right here. Yeah, so you go to 11. By 7. Good. Have your paper for your little rabbit head. That's what you're doing next. And you fold it in half. And for this one, you can put your fingers, you have it in half. You get your thing and you make a circle. And take your finger then. I just heard wrong. You have to get a bigger piece of paper. Sorry about that. So it's a bigger piece of paper. Get a big piece. Good. Put to the side is your little rabbit there. You get your inner tube. Sorry, take that off of there. Make a circle. And on this one, then you fold it in half. Good. Then you take your finger and you put your finger here. And you make a mark here. And a mark there. Then you put your finger here then. And you put another mark. And then you put a little mark here. And you do this. Come down. You join the ears for the rabbit. And you cut it out. And after you fold it in half, like this, and you cut it out. And then you will get this. After you cut it out and cut out the circle and everything, you will get this. Then you put this. This is what you will get. On this rabbit head now, you draw in the ears. And you draw in the other ear. Good. And the eyes, the little oval eyes. Another little oval eye. And this one here, you draw a little circle. and a circle. And for here, you draw upside down, like he's sad. And then you come up and in and then down again. And for then you draw a little circle for his nose and 3 little whiskers. 3 little whiskers. Sorry about that. Good. That whisker is too long. Let me rub it out. No whisker. Good. And for this one, now you take your white crayon. But his eyes are white already, so just color it in. Trying to color it in. He's a white bunny. Ours is a white bunny. Good. And you take your marker and you color his eyes, color his nose and his eyes black. Make it properly. And for his ears, you can color in his ears red if you want to. Just color it in. Good. Then you get a piece of paper. The last piece of paper you're going to get, you cut off a piece and you fold it in half. What is it say? Then you fold it back and you fold it back again so it looks like this. And you get some glue and stick it on. And you stick it on the back of the rabbit where his eyes are. And then you put some glue on the other piece here. And you stick it on to the front of the rabbit where the feet are, right here. So therefore you have your next little bobblehead rabbit. So these are other crafts you can do at home while you're stuck with the COVID and you're at home and you cannot leave, you cannot go to school, but you can do these little crafts at home. Something's wrong with this rabbit. His head is not going where it should. Okay, anyhow. Let's head stay down. Good. Then we have our elephant. Our little walking snails, our little bobblehead rabbits, and our elephant. Good. So these are crafts that you can do at home during the COVID time. All the little things you have at home. Thank you for watching, and you can play back the video and try to do it at home. And when you come back to church, you can show me what you have done and what you have made. Thank you very much, and goodbye.